So today is 12.5. We're doing percent increase and decrease. We've already done example 1 right here. We know that we have to find our percent increase or decrease first, and we found that to be 12 here for 54 to 66. And then we did step 2 over there where it says put that increase or decrease over the base and turn it to a percent. So we put 12 over 54 and we reduced it to 2/9 and we realized we had a 22 and 2/9% increase. Now we're on to 40 down to 32, which we said is a what, kids?
Decrease.
All right, so we've got a decrease here. Who can tell me the base? What is our base? Ananya?
40.
Okay, so 40 is our base. So how are we going to find our decrease? Isabel, oh, you told me last time. Jamie,
40 minus 30.
which equals 8. Our decrease amount is 8. So step 1 is complete. We found our increase or decrease amount. Now we need to do step 2. Put that amount over the base. Sanjeev,
Also, 840.
8/40ths, and turn it into a percent. Who can simplify 8/40ths? Brian?
1/5.
1/5, Brian, which equals,
20%.
so this is a 20% decrease. All right, now you and your table mate, I want you to go ahead and find out the next 2 on your paper. Go. Tell me, okay, we're just going to go over the answers here. Who can tell me the answer to 60 to 84? What do we have, Olivia?
40% increase.
Who agrees with 40% increase? All right, good. And then how about 50 to 42, Jana?
16% decrease.
Good. 16% decrease. Very good. All right, next problems. Find the new number. So instead of decreasing by a number now, we're going to be decreasing by a percentage, right? And we're finding the new number given when the given number is increased or decreased by the given percent. Okay, so we want 70 decreased by 12%. So we're going to do very similar steps here. All right, we're going to find that increase or decrease first. All right, so we know that we had a decrease by 12%. Well, let's do a little model here in your left margin. We know our whole, what is our base? You can tell me the base, Marissa?
70.
Good. So I'm going to put 70 underneath because I'm going to be decreasing it and I want to be able to split up my box. So 70 is 100%. And we're decreasing it by 12%. So first I have to find out how much is that? How much is that? So what I'm looking for in order to find my decrease, I'm taking 12% of 70. What is 12% of 70? You can turn that into a math problem for us. Cormac?
12 over 100 times 70 over 1.
Good. And I can simplify by dividing out a 0 right away. What else can I simplify in this kind of multiplication problem, Christopher?
Simplify the 10 and 12.
Good. 12 and 10 can reduce to what?
12 and 10 can reduce to 2. You can do 6 and 5.
Good. So I'll tell you right now, this problem is not a friendly problem. Okay, so 6 times 7, kids, is
42.
5 times 1.
5.
Okay, so 42/5. Let's put this in a mixed number so we know what we're talking about. 42/5 as a mixed number, Isabel.
8 and 2/5.
8 and 2/5. So that means that 12% is 8 and 2/5. Remember, we're decreasing 70. So now that we know what our decrease is, we can add or subtract it from our what? Our base. Okay, so what would we do? What would we do here? Emma?
78 and 2/5.
Good. So kids, take away 70 minus 8. What is that?
62.
Okay, now take away 2 more fifths of 1 whole.
61 and 4/5.
How many?
3/5.
Okay, 61 and 3/5. Okay, and I'm going to just go ahead right now and acknowledge that there are many, many ways to solve percent problems. But if we show too many ways, kids get confused. So if you can think of a different way, can anybody think of an example of a different way we could have solved this? Yes, Marissa?
You could have converted 2/5 to a decimal, and it would be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like with actually how we solved the problem. Instead of finding 12% of 70, what could we actually find? 88% of, isn't this 61 and 3/5 equivalent to 88% of 70? Yes, it is. But the danger with that is that it's bigger numbers. Okay, so 12, sticking with the 12% and subtracting is nice on the easier numbers. All right, now let's talk about 22 increased by 50%. This one's really easy. We don't even necessarily need a model for this one. All right, first, if we find that increase, where we want to know what's 50% of 22, kids? 11. We know that that's half of 22. So then what would we do with that 11, Isabel?
You would do 22 plus 11.
Good, and we would get 33. So 22 is our 100% or our base. 11 is our 50%. So our answer is actually 150% of 22. Right? Let me show you down here how we would model this if we wanted to model it. Okay? We would say 22 is 100%. If I wanted to add on 50%, okay, then I need to find out what is 50% of 22. We know it's 11, and our total would be 33. Okay? We would do these other problems, but we're going to skip to the last example so you have it as an example for your homework today. Okay, so on the back of your paper, there's an example. It says, find the original number. We always know the original number. It's a code word for our what? Base. So this one, we're looking for our base. If the given number, in this case 12, is the result of decreasing that original number by the given percent. What? Okay, so we're left with 12. The original number was decreased by 60%. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to model this. We don't know what the whole is. That's what we're trying to find out. What do we know that we can add on to our model, Michael?
It increased by 60%.
It decreased by 60%. So if I did a percent ruler here, I know that this is 100%. If I decrease by 60%, I'm going to go a little bit past half. This was a decrease of 60%. Okay, that means what's left equals 40%. And how much? In the number, it's 12. So, a little bit different way of solving this one. If we know that 40% of the whole is 12, can anybody think of what we could do to find the whole? What do you think, Caleb?
Find 10%.
Oh, how would you find 10%?
Divide by 4.
Because we could divide by 4 here. So what is 10%, Caleb?
3.
And once we go down to 10%, we can go back up to 100%, which has to be 30, because we multiplied by 10. Okay, there's lots of ways we could do that. This would be 30 would be our answer. Okay, and that would leave, what would be 60% then? Has to be 18. You can get it by subtracting, or you can get it like this.